Look at this number. If I told you 1.9% of people talk to AI about their relationships and personal feelings, you'd probably think, okay, that's basically nobody. That's the actual number OpenAI itself published in a research paper it released with Harvard and Duke University in September 2025. But 1.9% of 18 billion weekly conversations is not basically nobody. Do the math, and it's 342 million private personal conversations every single week. That one number, straight from OpenAI's own data, is the whole video. Everything else I'm about to show you is just what's hiding underneath it. Here's the scale according to the survey of American adults. Over 900 million people open an AI chat every week worldwide. In the US, 49% of all adults use one, a quarter of them every single day. And according to that same OpenAI Harvard Duke study, here's the part that surprised even the researchers. 73% of all usage isn't work. It's not spreadsheets or code. It's people's actual lives. Independent traffic data puts the average session at around 12 minutes, several times a day, more daily time than most people spend on Instagram. So the real question isn't how many people are talking to AI. It's what happens once 342 million of those conversations a week are the personal kind. With adults, according to OpenAI's numbers, it's a small slice of a massive total. With teenagers, a 2025 Common Sense Media study found it isn't small at all. 72% of teens have used an AI companion. More than half use one regularly. And 1 in 4 admitted in that same survey that they've shared something personal with it they've never told an actual person. So the 1.9% isn't some rare edge case. According to this data, it's a pattern that gets bigger the younger the user gets, which raises an obvious question. What is an AI actually doing with 342 million personal conversations a week, and what is that doing back to us? Researchers already ran an experiment to find out. MIT's Media Lab put people through a controlled test in 2025. 3 groups wrote essays. 1 used ChatGPT, 1 used Google Search, 1 used only their own memory, all while wearing brain activity monitors. Guess which group's brain activity was the lowest? According to MIT's published findings, it was the ChatGPT group. Weaker memory recall, weaker connections between brain regions. And here's the detail that researchers flagged as most concerning. When the AI was taken away and the same people were asked to write using only their own brain again, the drop-off didn't reverse. Their brain activity stayed low. MIT's researchers gave it a name: cognitive debt. You borrow thinking power from the AI today, you pay it back later with interest as a duller version of your own mind. But according to psychiatric research published in 2026, it's not just memory being borrowed. Clinicians have started documenting something informally called AI psychosis. Their explanation: a chatbot is built to keep the conversation going, not to keep you accurate. So when someone says something distorted, the chatbot often just agrees. It mirrors instead of pushing back, which means, per that same research, if someone in that 1.9% is spiraling, the chatbot can make the spiral feel validated because nothing about it ever contradicts them. That single design choice, always agree, never challenge, is the thread connecting every number in this video so far. Now here's where the 1.9% stops being just an adult statistic. In June 2026, Common Sense Media's New AI Safety Institute surveyed over 1,000 kids aged 9 to 17. Their findings: 86% had already used AI. Nearly 1 in 4 use it every single day. 1 in 3 of them, per that report, has used it to talk through their feelings. More than half have asked it for advice about their own bodies. And here's the loop their own researchers flagged as the most worrying finding in the entire report. Kids who use AI daily are more likely to say they feel lonely, not less. It isn't curing the loneliness. According to this same census, it might be feeding it. 1 in 5 of these kids said they couldn't give up AI for a month if they tried. Among the heaviest users, that number nearly doubles. That's not a hobby. That's the early shape of dependency. And per Common Sense Media, it's forming in children mostly without parents even knowing these conversations are happening at all. To be fair to the technology, every study we've cited today agrees this isn't a villain and hero story. For someone genuinely isolated at 2 a.m. with no one else awake, something that listens is not nothing. But here's the trade none of these reports quite say out loud. Comfort now, paid for later. In a mesmerably quieter brain and a harder time trusting real, imperfect, occasionally disagreeing humans, a tool that never argues with you can't help you grow. Only people who push back can do that. So go back to that 1.9%, OpenAI's own number. It never looked like a warning, it looked like a rounding error. One habit keeps you in control of this instead of the other way around. Think first, ask AI second. Use it to sharpen a thought you already have, never to replace the thought itself. And if you ever catch yourself telling a chatbot your heartbreak before you've told one real person, that's not a tech habit. That's a signal. So please call someone today.